The reality of it is, this whole entire outer world, it's a unified field of infinite potential, infinite limitless possibility that is reflecting whatever possibilities you have accepted up here, whatever possibilities you have accepted and embodied within your very own consciousness. Thus, you don't work with this world at all. You work with your consciousness. You work with your mind. You work with your imagination. And this world automatically starts reflecting that change. Because just how this outer world, in essence, is a unified field of limitless potential, that is exactly what you are as well. It's all unmanifest energy. It's all unconditioned consciousness. So once you understand what I'm about to tell you right now, everything is going to completely change. But you need to fully grasp it. You need to understand what I am saying. Rewatch this video several times until it gets so deeply ingrained within your subconscious mind, there is no more doubt, there is no more uncertainty, there is no more fear, there is no more worry, there's no more questioning when are things going to happen, how are things going to happen, because you are that. You don't go look for signs, you are the sign. And this outer world just reflects the sign that you are, what you have accepted within your very own consciousness. It doesn't matter what you want, the relationship, the money, the health, the freedom. It doesn't matter what you want. You can do this with literally anything. So listen, there's being, doing, and having. So most people would look at this being as your identity, right? But I'm going to call it your consciousness. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to call it your state of consciousness, because although everybody is occupying a different state of consciousness, right? Listen to me very closely right now, because you have to understand this. Everybody is operating in a different state of consciousness. What does this mean? It means everybody is operating in a different belief system, and people perceive their reality from their belief systems. So, for example, this is how essentially everything is created in this world. You have belief system, and from this belief system, there comes perception. So, for example, I believe that everything in my life is shitty, right? And so I perceive, because I believe everything in my life is shitty, I perceive everything in my life like that because of my belief system, right? Now, what happens after you perceive? You get a feeling. Because I'm perceiving everything as shitty in my life, I feel that everything is shitty in my life. It's proof. The feeling is the proof. And then what happens after the feeling? There comes an expression. There comes an action from that, a reaction for the most part in this instance, right? So the perception is actually what creates your experiences. It's a creation. So I can tell you to perceive, we can face the same circumstance right now. We could be looking at the same exact circumstance, right? And you can look at this manifested everywhere in the world, through politics, through freaking health, like whatever it is, through people, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can look at this through everywhere. I can tell you to shift your perception, and you can shift your perception, but I can't tell you to shift how you feel. If you're feeling negative right now, if you're feeling depressed, I can't just say, be happy. You're going to be like, oh, okay, wow, yeah, actually, you're right. I'm just going to be happy. I can tell you to shift your perception. So if I find out, right, and this is where also most people, this is where they're mistaken a lot, because they try to change how they feel without changing their perceptions. Their perceptions are creating how they feel, right? So this is an actual experience. This is what creates your experience. If I find the perception of what is causing you to be depressed now, I can say, well, shift that perception. You're depressed, for example, because reality is shit. I can say, well, shift it. Actually, everything is happening for you. Actually, it's all happening for your growth, for your expansion, for your evolution. It's all actually leading you to your destination. And then boom, wow, you stop getting depressed. You start feeling something else. Why? Because you created, your creation is a different reality now. You created a different reality. Why? Because your belief system has changed. Because your belief system has changed. Because I told you to perceive something in a different light, and your belief system has changed. So now what happens after this? Now, naturally, you change how you feel. The experience changes. because your quote unquote reality changes, which reality is just perception. That's really all it is. And now, as a result, now you change your actions. Your expressions automatically change. You say, well, actually, everything in my life is happening for me. So because of that, I'm no longer just going to sit here and do nothing with my life. I'm actually going to get up. I'm going to do some shit because it's all happening for me to grow, expand, and evolve. It's all happening for me to get to my destination. So now I'm going to embody this different energy. I'm going to perceive reality in a different light. I'm going to feel differently, right? So everything, I can stop the video right here. Everything changes like this. And go watch my other video. I'm going to link it like up here somewhere. Go watch my other video where I basically do a deep dive on manifesting every second, on the fact that you're manifesting reality at every single moment in time, every second. Okay, my videos are usually pretty long, so just watch that. Anyways, let me make this a little bit faster so I can just delete it all. Let's get back to this. So being, your state of consciousness, okay? Your state of consciousness is a belief system, and from this state of consciousness, you perceive reality, you create it through your perceptions, or you can say thought, it's fine, and then you feel an experience from your own creation. So you create experiences through your perceptions, all right, and feelings. Now, the doing, which is the expression, right? This is the expression of your state of consciousness, as we just discussed, of your belief system, right? Now the having, this is only a reflection. This is a reflection of the state of consciousness that you're expressing, that you're expressing. Why? Because the having, this, we can call this now, we can call this the outer world. And this is what everyone wants to change. Everyone wants to change their outer world. How can I change the outer world? How can I change what I have? You know? Okay. So what you have to understand, I'm going to scroll down a bit. What you have to understand is this outer world. This is what this outer world is. It's a unified field. It's unmanifest energy. Unmanifest energy. That means it's infinite potential. Made a circle for no reason. It's infinite potential. So this world, this outer world responds to your state of consciousness. Because what are you in essence? You are also unmanifest energy. Your awareness, your consciousness is unmanifest energy. It's unconditioned. At its very source, at its very root. If you zoom in, everyone says everything is energy, right? Everything is unmanifest energy. Energy is this is part of creation. Energy is the part of creation. Beyond it, there is consciousness. Pure consciousness. Unconditioned consciousness. And it is from this unconditioned consciousness that energy arises. And you know what? Energy and consciousness, they're so closely related to each other. They're so closely synonymous with each other that ultimately the manifest energy, the conditioned consciousness comes from the unconditioned consciousness. The manifest energy comes from the unmanifest energy, but it's all infinite potential. It's all infinite possibility. So for example, right here, right now, right? You can literally imagine something, but by imagining something, you activate that potential. By imagining a new idea, you now experience a new idea. You now activate that potential. That new idea never existed literally 3 seconds ago. But it did as a potential, as a possibility. But now that you saw it in your mind's eye, you activated it. And because you saw it in your mind's eye, you also activated it in this unified field of infinite potential and infinite possibility. Why? Because it's the same shit. This outer world is the same thing as your inner world. As within, so without. It's all unmanifest energy. It's all infinite potential. So people are trying to change the world without understanding that this is the world. This right here. Your imagination. Whatever potentials, whatever possibilities that you have already accepted within your imagination is what this outer world is reflecting back to you. Nothing else. Nothing. Whatever you are aware of right now. That is what you are aware of in this outer world. You're never going to be aware of being rich here without being aware of being rich out here. But first, it starts with being rich in here before you can actually see it out here. Until you can see it in here, it's never going to be reflected outside of you. Because everything in this physical reality first came from the mind. Everything must exist as an idea. Everything must come from the mental realm before it can exist in this physical realm. It must. It is law. And then whatever exists in this mental realm must come from the spiritual realm. And the spiritual realm is essentially pure awareness, pure consciousness. It is the light. It is awareness. It is conscious will. So, you now understand that you don't work with this world at all. It's all imagination. So, another way that we could perceive this is we could just say, this right here it's frozen imagination. That's what this outer world is. It is frozen imagination. So, most people, this is what they do. Most people say, I want $1 million. This is what I want to have. Actually, I'm just gonna remove all of this. And once you understand this shift, everything is gonna change for you. They say, I want to have $1 million. Right? But right now they have $100 in their bank account. So that's actually what they're identified with. They're identified with someone who has $100. So they think they need to work hard to get $1 million. But this is their state of consciousness. So if their current state of consciousness is $100, then their expression is going to come from what? Lack. Because they're not expressing the person who has $1 million. But all you got to do is just make a subtle shift. You have $1 million. You put having first. And when you put, I have $1 million first, and now you make that a part of your being, and you tell yourself now, I am a millionaire. You're no longer going to be working hard, my friend, because your belief system has completely changed. Your perception of reality has completely changed. All of your emotions have completely changed. Your energy has completely changed. You no longer have to work hard. Now it's a natural embodiment. It's a natural expression of your own consciousness, which is a millionaire. And how do you get to this point? You get to this point by understanding that the having, right? Because this is frozen imagination, the way that you tap into this is through visualization. You tap into it through visualization. You visualize yourself as a millionaire. But you don't just visualize yourself having $1 million, opening up your bank app and having $1 million. You visualize yourself being a millionaire, having that $1 million, and expressing that millionaire. So you want to visualize being, doing, and having. And if you want to find a deep dive video on visualization, I'll link that right here somewhere too, and I'll also link it in the description. Anyways, the more clear you are in your mental image, most people just say, well, visualize yourself having $1 million, and how does it feel? Open your bank account, how does it feel? And they visualize it, and they feel great, but it's not a part of their being, and it's most certainly not a part of their natural expression. They're most certainly not expressing it. They're not actually taking inspired action on this $1 million. And the taking inspired action, saying, I am this person right here, right now, and I'm naturally expressing this millionaire right here, right now, it's not hard work anymore. It's not struggle. You don't stress. You don't worry. You don't doubt, when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? No, it's a natural expression, and it's already done, because everything, the having, this is only a state. The having is a state of consciousness. So you're literally tapping into the state of consciousness. Everything that you could possibly desire, all versions of you, exist as states. They are all states of consciousness, nothing else. Whatever reality you desire to experience is a state of consciousness. Whatever version of you desire to experience, it is a state of consciousness. Whatever you desire to have is a state of consciousness that exists in, it is a frozen imagination. Through visualizing and visualizing properly and visualizing correctly, you activate that potential within this unified field. You activate that potential. You condition your unconditioned consciousness. You reprogram your subconscious mind. You interact with this unified field of infinite potential and infinite possibility. You activate that potential. And now, by interacting with it, everything changes, as within, so without. Your expressions change, your beliefs change, your perceptions change, your emotions change, everything changes. But can you maintain this? Can you maintain this? Can you say, I am the one that I desire to be right here, right now? And I naturally act as this person right here, right now. No force, no struggle, no uncertainty, no worry, no waiting. I am. I am. If you can say that, you're good to go. When you understand this, everything changes. This is the key to all manifestation. All of Neville Goddard's teaching, this is what it is right here. All of anybody, Abraham Hicks, everybody, Wayne Dyer, no matter who you listen to, this is essentially it. All right? Another thing that I want to say, and actually, I'm just going to give you another example here. So we did the example of $1 million, right? Let's do something else. You want that relationship. Let's give you that relationship right now. And most people focus on a specific person. If you're over here trying to manifest a specific person, you have completely given your power all away. Do you remember who you are? You're trying to manifest a specific person. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you're over here giving all of your energy away. You're over here expressing lack. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your confidence. Know who you are. Know where you're going. You don't chase, you attract. You attract. You unlock your magnetic self by saying, I don't give a fuck about them, or them. I don't give a shit about any of them. And naturally, all of them come to you. This is how you become magnetic. By taking care of yourself, by focusing on your own growth, your own expansion, and your own evolution, you become magnetic. You become more attractive. And as you become more attractive, you start magnetizing, you start attracting, because everyone's like, wow, look at this attractive person working on themselves, evolving, expanding, growing. You want a new relationship? Who is the being that is in this new relationship? Who? So what qualities do you have? What traits? Attributes? Beliefs? So what's your state of consciousness? Because at the end of the day, whoever you're going to be in a relationship with, what I want you to understand is this. They're going to reflect your state of consciousness. That's it. They're going to reflect your state of consciousness. Now, if you get, the more love you give to yourself, the more love you can receive from this outer world. If you give yourself no love, you're not going to receive shit from this world. Because if you give yourself no love, you're going to be expressing lack. You can only give to another how much love you give to yourself. If you're empty of love, How can you give love away? You can't. So it starts with loving yourself. It starts with honoring yourself. That's where it all starts. And then as you do that, naturally, you start setting your boundaries. Naturally, other people know what they're dealing with. Naturally, other people are going to honor you. Other people are going to respect you. Other people are going to love you even more than you love yourself. Because that's just how it is. And now, what are you doing? How do you act? When's the last time you saw two people acting in completely opposite ways? Completely opposite ways. And I'm talking about maybe one's at peace with their lives, totally calm, totally relaxed, and the other one is always angry. Always. That's not possible in a relationship, at least not a long-term relationship. It might be a short-term relationship, and then they end up breaking up, right? Or whatever the case is, divorce, whatever. But how do you act? You see? This is it. This is everything. This is a state of consciousness. Whatever relationship you want to have exists as a state of consciousness. You create that state of being. You embody this state of consciousness. You embody the person who already has what you want to materialize, what you want to manifest, and this could also be health. Doesn't matter. Who is the person that is healthy? What is this person eating? What is this person doing on a regular basis? What did this person believe to be true? Does this person believe in eating McDonald's every single day? And then how does this person act? Because how this person acts. And the thing is, the doing, this is automatic. This is automatic. You're going to be freaking taking action in vain if you don't change this. If you don't change this, you're going to be taking action in vain. All action comes as an expression of your state of consciousness. So just focus on embodying the person who already has what you want and allow yourself to naturally express this state of being. And I promise you, everything in your world is going to change. Everything. Health, wealth, relationships, it doesn't matter. It's like such a simple trick. Understanding, whoa. Let me completely detach from my world right now because, and the way that you do that is by understanding that this world is only a reflection of what? Your state of consciousness. What is your state of consciousness? A belief system. So now let me change my beliefs. Let me visualize myself having whatever reality I desire to experience, being the one that I desire to be. Let me embody that. Let me feel as though I already am that person, right? And let me naturally express that. Let me naturally act as that person, intentionally act as that person. And as I do that, you're going to see everything change. By the way, don't go around telling people, hey guys, I'm a completely new person. Other people already have a perception of you that they have created. And I promise you one thing, other people are going to judge you. Other people are not going to agree with your new state of consciousness. Why? Because what happens in this world is all delayed. It's all delayed. So this unified field, it delays the reflection of your state of consciousness, okay? Don't tell anybody. Don't work with this world at all. You work with yourself and naturally act. That's it. Don't work with this world at all. Naturally, people are going to come to you and say, you changed. Wow. Naturally, you're going to see your bank account grow. Naturally, you're going to see you becoming a lot healthier. Naturally, you're going to see your relationships change. Naturally, you're going to see everything in this world change as you embody the one who already has what you want. As you stop working with this world, as you completely detach with your current position, with your current outer world, by understanding, by realizing it is a reflection of my previous state of consciousness, not the state of consciousness that I am embodying right here, right now, right? You start doing that and you start naturally acting as this person, boom, everything must change.